Wham bam. Thank you, fam.
Tommy Pham?
Yep. That was the have I told you about this?
No.
So like back in the day the Post used to like put out like for people to like put in headline requests for Cardinals games. I always thought like if he had a walk-off hit or walk-off home run, I would send in wham bam, thank you fam.
That would have been a good one.
I know.
We probably didn't do that just because of the connotation behind it. It's not really a St. Louis thing.
No, it's not really family friendly either.
No.
I
don't read the Post.
St. Louis is family friendly.
If you say so.
Yeah, I don't really read it much anymore either. Especially now that their website is like subscription based, you can only read like 3 articles at a time.
Yeah, that's kind of lame. I know. Yeah, my dad's department. They somebody did an article about firemen, and it was not a great review. And so my dad, all the firemen in the St. Charles and St. Louis counties boycotted the Post-Dispatch for years.
Yeah.
And so I never grew up with it.
Yeah.
I like reading the funny papers. Though when I would visit my grandpa, I would read Garfield comics. That's about it.
Garfield, Peanuts, Far Side. Pearls Without Swine are usually pretty good.
Far Side's a great band. You ever heard that one? Rap group from the 90s?
No, I've heard of Far Side, the cartoon.
No. I'm a big Peanuts fan, though.
Yeah.
Shoot, what was I going to say? I can't remember.
I have a Far Side book of Far Side cartoons on my shelf.
I've never even heard of Far Side.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, well, you've seen them, I'm sure.
I mean, I have my computer right here. We can just pull this up.
Okay, look up. Here you go. Look up Far Side Apple.
How am I spelling Far Side?
F-A-R.
Oh, I spelled it like the group.
Oh, jeez. Well, the group spelled it wrong then.
No.
You look up Far Side Apple.
Come on, Dad, shoot the apple. Shoot the apple. Uh-oh.
If you're unfamiliar with what we're talking about, Google Far Side Apple, and you will get a good laugh in.
If you're wondering why the audio equipment or the sound of the audio is not up to standards, that's because we're doing this on the fly on my lunch break. I only got 30 minutes, so.
Well, 20 now.
20 at this point. I just scarfed down a pasta because I didn't want anyone to hear me eat.
What kind of pasta, Bo?
I made chicken Alfredo.
Okay.
It turned out okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was better than I've ever made anything before. And I'm really good at breakfast foods.
Yeah, you want to hear probably the most pathetic thing I've ever eaten?
Yeah, well, yeah.
So one time, I literally the only stuff I had at my house, this is, a few years ago, was pasta and ketchup. So
Little Fazoli's, I say.
I just used the ketchup instead of pasta sauce, and it.
Sorry, Fazoli's is actually kind of good.
Yeah.
Out of fast food restaurants. Yeah. I was in Colombia this weekend, and while I was away, Emma and I were texting. She's like, "What are you having for dinner?" And I was like, "Well, we're getting pizza. What are you having for dinner?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "I'm making smackaroni." And I was like,
"What's smackaroni?"
What's smackaroni? It's
macaroni with smack cereal?
Oh, that's a terrible combination. That would hurt your teeth.
It would.
No, it was just really good Kraft mac and cheese.
Is that the actual name of it?
No, that's just what she's calling
it. Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So now I'm just going to start using that as a term.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got a big episode coming.
We do. Just kind of a little heads up, a little teaser. We're going to be visiting a couple sites on Saturday and then hopefully record a full episode sometime next week. We are going to have some exciting news for you guys with regards to the format. We've finally figured out a sustainable format that's going to start with our next tome.
Yes.
So, which we're hoping will probably be end of March, early April. We got about 250 pages left to go in the recognitions.
Yeah. So anyone who else that we like and respect on the socials and all that in terms of Bookstagram stuff, we're getting to a really meaty section of the recognitions.
Yeah.
Why it appears elusively.
Elusively, that's the key word. And
Something happens in a knight's armor.
And neither of us picked up on it until Bo read about it.
Thank you to the Annotations Gaddis
You know,
website. I appreciate
but
you.
we'll address that our next episode. And I was gonna say something else, Bo, but because I'm an old man, I forgot. So.
That's okay. We're also.
I know what I was gonna say.
Oh,
We forgot to mention how they can reach us
yes. Go ahead and do that.
on all of our socials. Twitter, Instagram. Our handle is Once Upon a Tome 22.
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel so inclined, email us, send us a message at onceuponatome22@gmail, and we promise to get back with you and kind of mention you on the next full pod, because that is the first thing we're going to do on the agenda. Because we have gotten a couple of mail questions, a couple of mail comments.
Really?
Yeah. I've told you about them.
Not. Oh.
Yeah. And if you ever email in, just know we don't check it very often. So if you do, we'll respond back. But if it's a week or so after, that's just kind of how we roll. But once we get big and we have daily emails, we'll try to respond daily.
Maybe. Brett will.
Yes.
I'm really bad with replying.
Yeah, if you're curious, kind of our roles on this podcast, I check the email, I respond to the email, I run the Twitter, and Bo runs Instagram and edits the audio files.
So that's why if you have any technical complaints, don't
Direct them at Bo.
don't DM me on the Instagram and tell me about it. So,
But if you do, I will laugh.
that'd actually be quite funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, we
Yeah.
have a little episode of brief inquiry into literary relationships.
Well, I mean,
that
I
was
think-
a mouthful for me. I don't know why.
I think every brief inquiry is a little episode.
Dang, that was redundant.
Yeah. Although
I'm
maybe
done.
if you're a first time listener, you don't know that. So
I guess you're welcome.
yeah.
Question mark? So, it is my turn. I got 3 pretty big quotes here.
Only 3. Okay.
Yeah, because one of them is actually quite large. And
Wait.
2 of them kind of connect, and I was thinking about them way too much, and I just was like, I just like these solid 3 right here.
Is it large enough that I could possibly fall asleep while you're reading it?
No. These are dense in the best way possible.
We're talking Gaddis dense?
No.
Yeah.
But they're systematically speaking
Okay.
dense.
Okay.
So, you got 1 through 3. Pick
1
your
through
lucky
3.
number.
I'm gonna play the cap dance in my mind.
Thank you for that.
Number 1.
All right, baby, here we go.
I mean, in my mind, the
damn.
baseball came out of hat number 1.
I'm usually really good at that.
Yes, you and 50,000 other people at the stadium.
No.
All you do is follow the others.
It's my experience. Here we go. For, after all, how do we know that 2 and 2 make 4? Or that the force of gravity works? Or that the past is unchangeable? If both the past and the external world exist only in the mind, and if the mind itself is controllable, what then? You want to take a little guess what that's from?
I will. A couple questions, though.
Couple answers.
Is it a work I've heard of?
Yes, everyone in their right mind has probably heard this word
Okay,
every
and
once
I'm
in a
assuming
while.
it's a work of fiction.
Yes.
Have I read it?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, is it a contemporary author or?
No. It is a cautionary tale. Quite famous. They teach it in schools.
A Tale of Two Cities?
No. You want another guess?
I do.
Okay.
Give me the century.
This was around World War II.
Okay. Thin Red Line?
Oh, that was pretty close.
Is it James Joyce or James
No, it's
Jones?
not.
No.
You gonna
I
take
don't
one
know.
more?
Tell me about it.
1984 by George Orwell.
Yeah, it's true.
Have you read that one?
Yeah, years ago. I don't remember that exact line though.
It's a pretty darn good quote.
Very prophetic too. What's going on today?
How does one process information? What makes
Yeah.
one think true and the other not?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's not so much
Double
like,
think, man. Double think really gets me sometimes. I'll be at a stoplight and I just think of what a weird construct.
Yeah. Well, it's like
That sounds so stupid. No, but I do seriously question the roles of economy.
meaning.
I don't know, man. Things are constructed to me. I'm not an economics major, so things like that, ones and zeros, and it's like the oldest code of trust is that this dollar here means something.
As our cigar friend in Miami said,
I'm not a businessman.
You are not a businessman.
He called me out on that real quick.
but no, I mean, back to the quote. It's like, what he's saying, I think, is that, Orwell would, he's not saying that there's not any absolute truth. He's just saying that in people's minds, like our ability to control words, control language, affects other people's perception of the truth. Mm-hmm. But if you go outside beyond, there is a truth, but by controlling the language, by controlling what's the input, controlling what they see and hear, you can, in a sense, control the past. Or actually, it's not really that you control the past; you're controlling perceptions of it.
I agree with that, and I think the best way to kind of understand, I know people probably said this before, but to understand Orwell, you also have to read Huxley. Yeah. I think they kind of go hand in hand. I like, in 1984, like this quote even, things are taken away from people through force. Mm-hmm. That's what the whole novel is, just things can be stripped away from you. Yeah. But in Brave New World, we give
consent.
We give consent to give it away. Yeah. Both of them I feel like are accurate, and both of them I feel it's one's an extreme, and probably not as realistic. I think Brave New World is probably a little bit more realistic to this time period, but I mean, I think manipulation, like mental manipulation, things. When we're talking about constructs, societal roles forced upon people.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're both
things
relevant.
to consider.
I think, like, right now you see, with speech being twisted, it's kind of like there are, like, one half of the population is for it, another half is against it. And so it's like we do live in
polarizing times, but things can get misconstrued in general, like with the, how many times people get upset over text messages or something like that. It is easy to have a separate view of reality through your smartphone. Like, instead of like us two engaging, things just get lost in the sauce, like at Burger King.
Or a barbecue buffet.
In Kansas City.
Is this story happening in Kansas City over the weekend? I know you're in Columbia.
I was in Columbia over the weekend. No, I just know Kansas City's known for their barbecue.
Yeah, Oklahoma Joe's. Is that the one, the gas station there?
I've never heard of Oklahoma Joe's. I think you just pulled that
Look it up. Oklahoma Joe's, Kansas City.
Oh my God.
Or look up Kansas City gas station barbecue. Let's see what shows up.
Oh. It's a real place.
Yep, I told you.
It was in Kansas.
Yeah, well, Kansas side of Kansas City.
Yeah, well, I don't go over. That's where the bougie people live.
What's wrong with bougie people?
Nothing at all. Not a thing.
As Bo is crying on the inside.
Anyway, there's our brief inquiry right there.
Yeah,
I hope it was.
It was very brief today. I feel like probably about a little more than the time we probably spent talking nonsense, and that's Bo's yogurt that he's going to drink in 2 seconds.
I got me a Danimals.
And go. All right, 1, 2, 3. Chug. Boom. If you are, well, I was about to say if you're watching, if you're not watching, but none of you are watching, Bo just chugged that bad boy.
Yeah, man. Danimals, cotton candy.
He chugged it like a bottle of cold water on a hot summer day.
Like a cold bottle of Topo Chico and Key
Whoa!
West, baby. Let's go. Anyway, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, stay tuned. Like I said, we're going to try to put out a full-length episode next week.
It's going to be a doozy. A little
doozy, probably.
A little rumination about one of my favorite literary genres or movements, I guess.
Yeah. I think you talk about your favorite authors.
I'm kind of excited.
Yep. All right. Well, have a great day, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Write us in. Once upon a time, 22.
See ya.